Hey everyone. So deadline is in 35 minutes. So I'm quickly just going to go through a bit of this. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'm just going to go through a few bits before we start locking in sides. But if you got any questions about your side, let me know and I'll get back to you. These are the matches. So we already know the Galatasaray Juventus side. We basically know who's going to be starting for both of them. So you could buy one of these players. I'm still thinking about it. Maybe I do buy a Juventus or Galatasaray player. I wasn't thinking about doing it, but now I've got the lineup and I'm a bit uncertain with Inter Milan players. I'm thinking maybe I just go and get one. These are the clean sheet odds. So Newcastle have got the best chances of keeping a clean sheet, 50%. PSG just behind them, Inter in third place, but we do expect Inter Milan to be a bit rotated, which is a bit of a shame, as in I'd love to be able to get 3 really good Inter Milan players, but I'm a little bit worried about who will actually start for them. Juventus just behind them, Atleti, then Dortmund, Real Madrid all on 35%, Olympiacos. So this is the clean sheet odds just for the Tuesday's fixtures. PSG have got the best chances of keeping a clean sheet than Real Madrid and Dortmund. Actually, Juventus have got the second best chance of keeping a clean sheet. Then we've got Galatasaray, Atalanta, Benfica, Monaco. I think that Dortmund one might go down a little bit from when I did this graphic, just because they've got a few players injured. Then we got the clean sheet odds for tomorrow's fixtures. So Newcastle have got the best chances of keeping a clean sheet. Inter Milan second place, but we do expect Inter Milan to rotate a little bit. There's a little bit of a question mark with Martinez, a little bit of a question mark with DeMarco. I did really want both of them in my side. Calahoglu's not fit, so he's not travelled. So he's one that was in my side and I'll have to take out before deadline. Then we've got the goal projections for matchday 9. PSG at the top, most expected to get the most goals. They're away against Monaco, Newcastle away against Karabag, Inter Milan away against Bodo Glimt, Real Madrid away against Benfica, Atleti away against Club Brugge, and Juventus away against Galatasaray, Dortmund at home, Olympiacos at home. So a lot of the best sides are all away from home this match day. So I think we need to accept that match day 9 might not be the greatest of top points for us all, because all the teams that are at home are probably not the favourites, and a lot of the sides will not want to get knocked out, so it will be probably very tight. Don't see many teams getting many goals. I think there will be a few goals, but don't know who else will score. Then we've got the Tuesday's captaincy rankings. We've got PSG at the top. As I said, best goals 2.2. Real Madrid second, 1.82. Dortmund and Juventus just behind them. Then we've got Atalanta, Benfica, Galatasaray, Monaco. And the captaincy rankings, it's out of Mbappe or Dembélé, really. I think there's a little bit of a worry with Dembélé, and he's not been playing the full 90 minutes. So with that in mind, I think I just go with the tried and trusted Mbappe, just because of the ownership that Mbappe's got. If Mbappe doesn't do well, then I'll have to change him on the Wednesday, but I'm not too sure on Dembélé, just because I think other than the Champions League, he's not played a full 90 minutes in the league for them or in the Cups. Champions League, he's played full 90 minutes the last 2 games, but other than that, he's not played them. So with him having a bit of a uncertainty with his injury, if they get to the 70th minute, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes off. So with that in mind, I think I'll go with Mbappe, even though he's away against the Mourinho set-up side. But the way Mbappe's been this season in the Champions League, I think I'll go with Mbappe captain. And for the Wednesday's captaincy rankings, Got Newcastle with the best chances of getting goals, 2.17. Inter Milan just behind them, but we don't know what the Inter Milan lineup's going to be, to be honest. It's a bit of an uncertainty with them. If Martinez is going to play, then it'll be a really good captain, but we won't know before deadline because they kick off at 8 o'clock. We might get the Sky Italia, but by that point, you'll either have him or you won't. So, not too sure about captaining him. Then we've got Alvarez in second place and Atletico Madrid the third best for getting goals. I think it's out of them three teams, really. You could go for somebody like Wissa Watermaid if you've got one of them, but with that in mind, I'm not too sure who starts out of them two for Newcastle, Wissa or Watermaid. And there's also players like Harvey Barnes, but I'm not too sure if he starts. So I think it's out of these three players. I think Gordon's got a really good fixture. Apologies that I've spelt it wrong and it says Gordon. Alvarez hasn't been in the greatest of form for the last few game weeks. Well, yeah, in the league. I know he did well against Barcelona and got a goal and assist, but other than that, he's been dropping out the side a little bit and not been getting the attacking return. So it's a bit of a minefield for the Wednesday's fixtures. Captaincy, I'm hoping that Mbappe does really well on Tuesday and I don't have to change the captain, to be honest. And then this is the side that I left it off with. I have actually had to make some changes and I've not made the changes, but I do plan to make changes because we've got Kanahoglu that's not travelled, so obviously I need to take him out. I'm not too sure if DeMarco starts. I do really want an Inter Milan defender. I did really want DeMarco, but I'm not too sure if he starts. So with that in mind, thinking of not buying DeMarco, I was tossing up between Chow and Dan Burn. I've had Dan Burn in the league stages and he's done well for me, but Dan Burn is one of them players that does pick up yellow cards a lot more often than Chiao, and they're both on one yellow card away from a suspension. So I'm thinking Chiao's probably better for not getting a yellow card and not being suspended for match day 10. He's also probably better in the box from set pieces. He's been scoring a few headers from corners. And there's also the fact that I think that he's more nailed in to be starting all the time, Chiao over Burn. With Dan Burn, there's Lewis Hall that could play left back, and then they could play somebody else at centre back, and Dan Burn could sit on the bench, with him being one yellow card away from a suspension. And then the other player that I'm not too sure about is Martinez. I was a bit unsure about Dembélé, but I think I'll get him. If he doesn't do well tonight, then I sit him on my bench. But I think I'm happy to have him, and then I don't have to make a transfer in match day 10 to buy him to my side because at home against Monaco, I think he'll do well. So I'm happy to keep Dan Burn. Then we've got the suspensions. Everybody that's in red is suspended for this next leg, and then everybody that I put in green, I feel like some managers might look at them. One of the players that a lot of, well, pretty much most of fantasy managers will have Nuno Mendes in the side, so he like Bernard Chow. If they pick up a yellow card, they'll be suspended. Same with Lautaro Martinez. Same with Bastoni. I was looking at potentially buying Bastoni instead of DeMarco just because I think he'll start. I do really want DeMarco, and I'm thinking, do I go with DeMarco, sit him on my bench for match day 9 and have him for match day 10 and then I don't have to make a transfer, or do I go for it and get somebody that like Bastoni and then make a transfer in match day 10 to potentially sideways to DeMarco? Not too sure. I feel like it's a bit strange that Inter Milan are looking to rest so many players in the Champions League playoff match. I thought they'd rest players in Serie A just before it or just after it, them resting them in Champions League match because you'd think they want to get far. So then were all the players that could potentially get suspended. Huyson is one that could get suspended if he picks up a yellow card. Carrares, Bellingham's injured, so don't have to worry about that. Benson Biani and Adeyemi, one yellow card away, and Kelly as well. And then last of all, we got injured, so I've put everybody in red. I know it's a bit confusing here, but I put everybody in red that I knew was injured, and I put everybody in yellow in like white that I'm not too sure if they'll start. So we've got players like DeMarco and Martinez that are on there. Not too sure if the start Bellingham and Militao should be in red. Apologies for that. Sane is actually not starting for Galatasaray. So we're up to there with that, and I'm going to go over to my side and start just tinkering around with it and showing you what I'm thinking. So this is my side currently, and as you can see, Kanahoglu is injured and he won't be playing, so he has to be sold. And then I'm not too sure if Martinez and DeMarco start. I could risk it, but for the price they are, and I'm only getting them for 2 match days, do I want to do that? Do I want a better? So I'm thinking of getting rid of them, and I haven't got Grimaldo in my side. So I think for defenders, it's just an easy switch to just get Grimaldo into my side. If I'm not sure about Inter Milan, I do really want an Inter Milan player. So I think if it is an Inter Milan player that I get, probably for Reinson. With Reinson, I'm thinking if I have him for this match day and he doesn't do well, at least I can sit him on my bench. And then for match day 10, I can sell him. That was the plan. Because I wanted an extra player that was playing today. But if I get other players in midfield and forward that play tonight, then I don't really need a 17th somebody that's playing tonight. I can get a defender that's playing tomorrow. So the players that I was thinking of, instead of, let me know what you think. So instead of DeMarco, I was thinking either Bastoni, Grimaldo, but I think it probably Grimaldo just from his attacking output that you're going to get from him. And I think a lot of managers will have him, so I'm a little bit worried. Then if I don't get Kanahoglu, I'll need to potentially get someone like Kvaratskhelia. But getting Kvaratskhelia means I'd have to sell a PSG player. And I think Dembélé trained and looked okay. So I think he'll start. And I think a 70-minute Dembélé is probably better than a 90-minute Kvaratskhelia. So I'm thinking I want Dembélé. So I don't want to get rid of him. Then I sell him Vitinha. Then I'll still have the same problem of trying to get a midfielder. I want Nuno Mendes, even though he's 1 yellow card away from a suspension. So then it means Hakimi. Do I want Hakimi or do I want Kvaratskhelia? And if I get rid of Hakimi, then I have to buy another defender, and I'm not that keen on many defenders. So I think that rules out Kvaratskhelia. So the player that I was thinking about potentially buying in midfield now, it wasn't on my plans pre-stream. He's never really crossed my mind as like being into my side. But the player that I'm thinking, I don't know why Vinícius Jr has been taken out. The player that I was thinking, it's either Yildiz or it's McKennie. McKennie's starting for Juventus in midfield and he's playing up front for them tonight. We know the confirmed lineup, so I'm thinking maybe I go with him. And then for the forward, if I'm not getting Martinez, because he's on a yellow card and I'm not too sure if he's going to start, I'm thinking, just give him a miss. Do I go for somebody like Thuram? But the worry with Thuram is, does he even start as well? So am I just solving one problem with another problem, if you know what I mean? And I could be just burnt again. So the players that I was thinking instead of Martinez was either Guerresi or Alvarez. So when I look at my side, I've got Mendes, Reinson, Hakimi, Vitinha, McKennie, Vinícius, Dembélé, and Mbappe. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 9 players that are playing on the tonight, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's either get rid of Reinson and get an 18th defender, which will be somebody from Inter Milan, probably Bastoni. Or I get Alvarez. I think I'm going too heavy on the 17th if I get Guirassy. I'm not bothered about them having too many players playing on tonight for this leg, but I'm worried about it when we get to match day 10, when they all play on the Wednesday and I've only got like 1, 2, 3, 4 potentially outfield players that are playing on the Tuesday. And I've got a lot of players on my bench and I've only got 2 free transfers, so I'd only be able to get up to 6. I ideally want to get up to 8. So the max, really, I want to get 8. So it's making me think Julian Alvarez, but I'm not like convinced on Alvarez. So I'm really uncertain what to do here with these decisions. The option is to not back Dortmund's defence because they've got some defender problems, and it's going for somebody like Bastoni. He should start, but we won't get the lineups confirmed. I just feel like if I find out that DeMarco's starting and I've not got him in my side, I'll be annoyed. But at the same time, if I have DeMarco, then I bring him into my side tomorrow night, and then he gets 0 points because he doesn't start, then I'll be annoyed. So I'm thinking maybe it's just better to just get Bastoni, know that he's going to start. So this is my side right now. So then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 outfield players that are playing tonight. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 outfield players. And potentially 6. If I get an 18th, then I could get Alvarez. Let's just say I get Guirassy tonight. Or Osimhen. Then I'd make 2 transfers. I'd probably sell him. And I'd probably sell home. A lot of them are just away tonight, aren't they? Everybody's away. Except for Corbel or Guirassy if I get him. Or Osimhen. Everybody plays away. I think the second leg is going to be the one where everybody does well. Points-wise, I think, where teams know we need to score to get qualified. So I think the handbrake will come off for a lot of teams where they look like they need to score to not be knocked out, and then it'll open up the door for the other side as well. So I'm around here with my side. Well, it's not locked in, as you can tell. We've got 20 minutes till deadline. Just not convinced on Guirassy or Osimhen. I'm not bothered about owning them this match day. It's about the next match day, and I don't really want to have too many fires where I'm thinking I don't want him I don't want him for the second leg. I don't want him for the second leg. And the players that I don't want for the second leg is Guirassy, Alvarez, Osimhen probably. Probably want Martinez. Probably won't want McKennie. But if I don't get him, if I don't get Dembélé and I get Kvaratskhelia there, then who am I getting up front? It's more question marks. So I'm not sure what to do. So get in the comment section and let me know what you think I should do. I'll put my side back to how it was for now. But I do think I need to sell I definitely need to sell Callum Hogler. I'm not too sure about DeMarco or Martinez. while I'm trying to think about that, I'll jump back over to all my other stuff and we can just quickly go over that again. So the fixtures, so we know the Galatasaray Juventus lineups. McKennie's starting up front for Juventus, so do we go for him? And then he'll be at home in the second leg, but will he start in the second leg? I'm not too sure. That's my worry with McKennie. But he has been getting quite a few goals and assists. Two, you were saying Osimhen. I'm thinking Osimhen. That's what I was thinking. The player he is. Just a lethal finisher, isn't he? Just a work. Yeah, I can sell him in the second. I can sell him next. And sell him, can't I? Let me have a look at Osimhen. Let me look at Osimhen. So if I get Osimhen, let's go for date again. I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outfield players playing. Oh no, because I need to get rid of him. I need to get rid of him, definitely. I probably need to get rid of him. I'm going to put Grimaldo there because I think it's pretty much set that I will get Grimaldo now with DeMarco. If I don't get him, it probably will be McKennie because I don't want to get... I think I'd rather have Dembélé over Kvaratskhelia, even though I think Kvaratskhelia will play more minutes. I think Dembélé is just more lethal penalties, set pieces into the attacking areas. Even if he plays 70 minutes, I think he'll be good. So if I did that, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players playing on the 17th, which I say is not bad for the first day, but it's bad for the second leg when we play on the 10th because we're all playing on the wrong day, and then I'd have 4 outfield players playing on the Tuesday next game and loads on my bench. And if they do well, then I'm just going to be leaving a lot of players on my bench with good fixtures. So I'd probably have to sell him and get Bastoni if I get Osimhen. And if I get him, what does that look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have 5 outfield players if I sold 2 17ths. Like Osimhen and McKennie on the match day 10. And I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 outfield players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That could work. That could work, couldn't it? Sell 2 players, Osimhen and McKennie, get 2 18th players for match day 8. And then we're good. So maybe that. My team is Mbappe, Alvarez, Martinez, Adeyemi, Simeone, Gordon, Vinícius, Vitinha, Trippier, DiMarco, Reinson, Grimaldo, Byrne, Sommer, and Corbel. Good side. Don't worry about it. I like it. I've gone with Chow just because Chow's has been getting the goals from set pieces, and Dan Burns looked at the Premier League yellow cards, and Dan Burn is on 5 yellow cards. Chow's on 1, I think. So less chance of him getting a yellow card. They're both 1 yellow card away from a suspension. And I think Chow's just got that better chance of scoring a goal from a set play. So I've gone with Chow, and he's cheaper. I do like Reinson. I did really want him. He's got like 13 assists so far this season. But I'm pushing my way into... There's not many players on the 18th that I want, unless I don't get McKennie and I get somebody like Harvey Barnes or... It's not... we're down to like a lot of the bones. FPL, AP, how you doing? Long time no talk. Yield is, but that's again, it's on the 17th, so I need somebody. Let me have a quick look on midfielders for the 18th. I don't want anyone from them. Newcastle, probably Barnes. Don't really fancy anyone from them. If it's not kind of Hogley, don't think I want any midfielders, but I'll have a look. I've got Lookman. Don't think I want anybody else. Let's have a look. Let's do it by transfers in, because you're most likely to find the players that a lot of managers are buying. Makes sense. Harvey Barnes, not too sure if he'll start. Simeone, good player. They've got Lookman. Not too sure if I want to double up on it. Atletico. Tonali, not too sure. Slim pickings. I think I'm more. I think I'm set to do this. Osimhen or Guirassy as the forward, and I think it with this. I did want Reinson, but that'll be too many players playing on the 17th. I don't get Osimhen and I get Alvarez, or I just go back to Martinez and hope that he starts for Inter Milan tomorrow. Just not going to get a lineup, are we? It'd be very hard, to be honest, Sam. Very hard to make up 150 points on this now, because what you'll see is a lot of us have the same type of players, this one and next leg, but it's not impossible. Captaincy points, double your points. You can easily catch up if you get the right captaincy and he doesn't, or he changes it on the second day and it doesn't work. So don't rule out being able to catch whoever you're trying to get. You want to get Alvarez, you think? Alvarez was in my thoughts to begin with. The thing that I worry about with Alvarez is he's not been starting all the time. They've been playing, and he's not been in the greatest of form just until last game. But he is like a very good finisher, isn't he? Just not been starting all the time. Looking at his minutes, and it's like he was on the bench against Real Betis in the Copa del Rey, which maybe that was a rested side, but came off at half-time against Real Betis. I think I'm now down to what striker is it, and that is basically my side set in stone, I think. But I'll quickly go back over to this and just quickly go through things. So these are the fixtures. The luxury we'll have in matchday 10 is one or the Athletic Club Bruges side. So if I do get Julian Alvarez, at least for matchday 10, I know if he's going to start. If he's not going to start, obviously I can sell him. So that puts a bit of a favour in his pocket. Then we've got the clean sheet odds. These have all changed a bit, to be honest. I did these 2 days ago. So Newcastle's has dropped down a bit. Dortmund's has probably dropped down a bit because they've got some injuries. And a lot of the first 7 sides, 6 of the 7 sides at the top half away from home this match day. So I think match day 10 will be the one where we get a lot of clean sheets. Clean sheet odds for Tuesdays. So PSG have got the best chances. Real Madrid and Dortmund just behind Juventus. I've got Corbel in goal at the moment. Just because he's at home, basically, I've gone with Corbel. I think in match day 10, I'll be starting Pope on Tuesday. If he doesn't keep a clean sheet, then I'll put Corbel in, but I think he'll keep a clean sheet on match day 10. Nick Pope at home against Karabag, that I won't even need Corbel for match day 10. If I do, bring him in and hopefully get 1 or 2 points as well as what Pope gets, so hopefully he gets a clean sheet, but I'm only getting him for this match day, really. Clean sheet as Newcastle, Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan would have dropped down just because of the rotation risk, the worry that they might rotate. No kind of hog glue. Maybe Martinez and DeMarco don't start, so maybe Inter Milan's isn't as good as when I did this graphic. Atletico Madrid. But I think I'd rather go for Newcastle, Inter Milan and then Grimaldo at Leverkusen just for his attacking output. Goal projections, PSG at the top, Newcastle. PSG away against Monaco, Newcastle away against Karabag, Inter away against Bodo Glimt, Real Madrid away against Benfica, Atletico away against Club Brugge, Juventus away against Galatasaray, and then we've got some home fixtures. So again, goal projections, a lot of the top sides are away from home this match day, so I think match day 10 is going to be the one for goals and stuff when teams know they've got to go out for it. I think a lot of sides, the ones that are at home, they're not favourites to win the leg, so they'll sit back a little bit and try and keep in the tie, not just get knocked out and blown out the water in the first leg. So it might be tight this match day. But PSG have got the best chances, Real Madrid, Dortmund, Juventus. So with that in mind, it's out of captaincy, out of Mbappe, Dembélé or Grassi. You could go for Osimhen as well, but I think Grassi being at home, even though Osimhen's at home, I think Grassi's... I don't know about that. Yeah, that third. But I think it'll be Mbappe. I think a lot of managers will be captaining Mbappe. I'm gonna have to come into the chat and do a quick poll on Alvarez or... I'm gonna lock in my side in at 10-2, so it's fully locked, and then I can just focus on you guys. But yeah, I think I'll be captaining Mbappe, and then I've done a quick poll: Alvarez, Osimhen, or Garassi. Which one you think I should buy out of them three? And let's see where that goes. But yeah, captaincy Mbappe, I'm hoping he does well. With Dembélé, I'm not too sure if he plays the full 90 minutes. I think he'll start, but with a bit of injury concern, I think they'll probably want to be cautious and not risk him and have him ready for the second leg as well. So if they get 1-0, 2-0 up, they might rest him for the second leg. If they're 2-0 up, they might feel like it's better to bring him off. And so either way, I think they'll probably only play 70 minutes. So I think I'll go with Mbappe with the form that he's in. Then for the Wednesday's captaincy, I did this early before I knew that Inter Milan was going to rest all the squad, or supposedly rest a few players. I would have loved to have been able to captain Martinez, who was in my side. Alvarez has made it into my side, and I apologise for Gordon not being spelt right. But I've got Gordon in my side. If I don't have Alvarez or Martinez, at least I've got Gordon that I could use as a captain if Mbappe doesn't do well, or Lookman. But they're the goal projections. And then this, as you've seen, this was my side before I had to make some changes, but we're going to change that. Suspensions, everybody in red suspended, everybody in green, I think a lot of managers potentially looked at. I just wanted to flag that one more yellow card and they'll be suspended. So I've got Chow on my side, he could be suspended like Dan Burn. Nuno Mendes, I've got on my side, he could be suspended for match day 10 if he picks up a yellow card. Kelly for Juventus, he's starting, suspended if he gets a yellow card. Bellingham's injured, but we've got Carras and Huysen that one yellow card away from a suspension, as well as Tchouaméni. Then we've got Adeyemi and Benson Biani, both of them one yellow card away from a suspension. Then we've got Simeone at Atletico Madrid. A few managers have got him. And then we've got Acerbi, Bastoni, Mkhitaryan and Martinez. And I was potentially going to buy Bastoni. So with all that in mind, I'm looking at it and thinking I've got quite a few players that are one yellow card away from a suspension. So anybody I buy into my Champions League squad, I probably have to buy them with confidence that I'm going to have them for both match days, because if two of my players pick up a yellow card in match day 9, then I'll have to probably sub them out, transfer them out for match day 10. So yeah, and then we've got the injured players. Anybody in red, I'm pretty certain they won't play because they've not travelled. Anybody in yellow potentially won't start. So we've got players like DeMarco, Martinez, Adeyemi. Sane's definitely not starting for Galatasaray. We know the lineup. And then Bellingham and Militao should be in red. Apologies for that. I made a mistake with that one. I'm just going to read over the messages and get back to you all before I lock into my side. Oh, Vinícius Jr. captain. I don't hate that. I just worry with not captaining Mbappe. I'm not trying to force you into captaining Mbappe, Sam. It's just everybody will own Mbappe, and I think a lot of us will captain him. So you will be hiding behind your sofa, if you know what I mean. It's like if you play FPL, if you don't captain Haaland or Salah back in the day, you was hiding behind your sofa. If one of them score, you're like, oh God, this is killing my rank. So it could work out and you could catch whoever's in your mini league by doing that, but you could also backfire and be well behind by it as well. It likes one says Alvarez, so Osimhen, I think, bro. Lautaro not player, that's why you should choose Osimhen. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, make sure you lock your team in. Yeah, I'm gonna lock it in. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh crap. Guys, I forgot to lock my team in. I forgot to lock my team in. Oh man. I stupidly thought the deadline was, oh my God. What a schoolboy error that is. Oh my word. Oh, can't believe the deadline's passed and I've not even done my team. I want to see who everybody voted now. So if DeMarco doesn't play, sits on my bench, Calhanoglu sits on my bench and he can play the next match day. Ugh. Can't believe I missed deadline. If you don't laugh, you cry. If you don't laugh, you cry. It's not the end of the world, if you know what I mean, with my side. It would have been ideal to make them changes. But if DeMarco starts and Martinez start from Inter Milan, that's a massive change that nobody's got. If Martinez, I might just tomorrow put Chow in for Martinez and leave me into Milan players on my bench and hope they'll be back for next week when I've got Canahoglu, DiMarco, Martinez, and everybody would potentially be buying them in. I can make some wilder changes, but now I haven't got Grimaldo in my side. I haven't got McKennie. I haven't got one of the Osimhen, Girassi, or Alvarez up front. Do you know what I did? I set an alarm and I put it to 10 to instead of 22. So my alarm would have gone off 5 minutes after deadline. This is what you get when you Juan, I haven't made any changes. This is it. This is my side. I've not made a single change. I was going to change DiMarco for Grimaldo. I'm going to sell Martinez for Osimhen. And I was going to sell Canahoglu for McKennie. And we'll see how it goes. Come back tomorrow. I'll do another deadline stream quickly. This time I'll lock in my side. But this is a learning curve. I'm still not used to these live streams, but it's a wake-up call, locking your side yourself before you keep talking about nothing. But I'm going to leave it here and watch the football and hope that the players that I was going to buy, McKennie, Osimhen, and Grimaldo, don't do anything in Matchday 9. But I think I'll buy Grimaldo for ransom in Matchday 10. I'll have DiMarco and Martinez at home against Bodo Glimt, which could do well. So I'm not super upset. It's a massive mistake and I won't be able to use my bench, but I'm happy with me 11. The fact that I've been able, it's basically like a free hit, isn't it? Wildcard kind of thing. So my side should do pretty well. I've got a bench option in Chow and Pope that should come in for somebody that doesn't start. If that's Martinez, I could just leave it. I could leave my side, couldn't I? If Martinez doesn't start or doesn't play, Chow could come in for him. I'm going to leave it here and go and cry into my pillow that I didn't make my changes. What a schoolboy error that is. But hit that subscribe button before we wrap up, and hit that like button. I'll be back tomorrow, as I said, to do a deadline stream, help you with your changes, sub changes, captaincy changes. Mbappe doesn't do well, or Vinícius Jr. Be back tomorrow. Signing off. See you on the next one, guys. Goodbye.